Hello and welcome back to the Ambassadors of Gaming. I am one of your hosts, Ambassador Michael, and today I will be doing an impressions video on Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. We usually have Daryl do these sorts of things, however, it kind of worked out where there were a lot of games releasing within a short amount of time, and so Daryl decided to do Judgment, which we put up yesterday, and Bloodstained I took care of and I decided to do. The reason why it's so late is because I decided to buy Bloodstained on Switch, and so this will particularly cover the version on the Switch. So let's just get right into what I think about it. Finally, the spiritual successor to Castlevania, Koji Igarashi has, after a 4-year struggle, launching a Kickstarter, finding a publisher, multiple delays, and criticism over the game's art style, delivered the game. So of course we must tell you what we think of it. I, as far as I am aware, am the only person in Ambassadors of Gaming right now who has played the game. Bloodstained's art style is wonderfully gothic but colorful. The animations on the character models are a bit still, and books being pulled from the shelf look particularly bad. However, the animations for creatures and bosses are pretty fine-tuned. I did experience some frame rate issues, but mostly during the first boss fight. The textures vary widely throughout my 5 hours with the game. Some places and items look fantastic, while others look awful. They look plasticky, they look bland, they look boring. Side missions also vary widely. Your first experience with them in the game is with a character who repeats the same line of dialogue for basically every mission given, and there are all some variation of kill these specific types of demons, kill 5 of these, 10 of this, 15 of that. There are a few more that are more detailed and actually require something more, however, than avenge so-and-so, kill those demons dead. The combat is the highlight of the game. It's fun and stylistic. It features many different weapons and equipment. The weapons and style of combat are distinctly different, allowing players a lot of variety and choice in how they want to play and fight the many demons plaguing the castle. Equipment stats make for some ability changes to focus on magic, strength, defense, your normal standard RPG stats. Bloodstained's gimmick, if you will, are the crystals. So the crystals you acquire from defeating each type of enemy is a brilliant idea and are a fun mechanic. It makes grinding and repeatedly defeating enemies worthwhile and rewarding. The demon shards have a few different categories: a main magic attack, an aimed magical attack, passive stat boosts, familiars, summoned creatures if you're unaware, and ability upgrades such as unlocking custom equipment slots, and the double jump. Of course, my impressions are, as we mentioned at the beginning, from the Switch version, running and playing docked. It has had some frame rate issues, skipping or straight up dropping frames. The biggest issues I have encountered are the loading times between areas and different screens, and this obnoxious bug when you open up the minimap and the game will no longer recognize the back button input. You can't leave the map, it just won't let you. It's an incredibly frustrating issue due to not being able to actually do anything about it except for restarting the game. You have to close the software out and start from scratch. This is an issue for 2 reasons. Bloodstained uses a manual save system with save points, and so this could happen whenever, anytime you open the map. If you're not saving frequently, you're going to lose all your data, or all your progress. The game also requires players to travel back and forth between a central hub town, and so without memorizing the map, it's very difficult to do due to the branching paths throughout the game and the level design. I myself am also very compulsive about checking my map and mentally mapping out my routine, my route, where I plan to go and how I'm going to get there and what's the most convenient way. And so this really puts me into a bind, as I'm now very wary about opening my map and just checking it. Like, okay, I guess I'll just walk along until I get back to where I need to be. As long as I keep going left, I'll get there eventually. Overall, Bloodstained is a fun game to play and may play better on other systems, but on Switch it has many issues with performance and technical difficulties that hinder it from being a great game and providing a quality experience. I cannot recommend you buy this on Switch. If possible, buy it on Xbox or PlayStation. Digital Foundry did a great write-up with Eurogamer about the performance on Switch. If you need more words of caution to sway you from this version until it's properly patched, I will link that in the description as well for those of you that would like to check it out, because the performance is just abysmal. They go into a bunch of different things regarding the loading screens. There's certain areas where if you don't continue to hold down the jump button, you'll jump up into a screen. It'll take a long time to load. You'll fall back down into the loading screen, taking an even longer time to load, and you won't actually see that happen. You'll just jump up and have a very long black loading screen without a progress bar, and then you'll just be in the exact same place you were. So it's very frustrating. The performance issues on Switch are incredibly frustrating because it feels amazing. The game itself is very good at its core, and it's frustrating that it's plagued by these technical difficulties. Here's to hoping they fix it soon. Unfortunately, I do not have a screenshot bonus round for you guys this time around. It's way more difficult for me to pull screenshots from Switch, and I didn't think about doing it while I was playing it because Bloodstained, it's beautiful, but I also don't want to ruin things for people. This game's been a long time in the making, so I wanted to keep my footage short. This is from, you know, the first hour or so, and then, you know, I wanted to avoid spoilers and that kind of stuff, so people could be interested in you know, not have stuff spoiled for them. Thank you again for checking out our video. If you could in any way interact with it, it would help us greatly. Liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing, any of that sort of stuff really helps us out fighting the algorithm, helps us, you know, find better placement and reach new people. To those of us who have been joining us, thank you very much. We appreciate you. Until next time, I'm Ambassador Michael.